very sure we are.
Has Francis Ngannou got a chance? He's a big, strong guy.
Yeah, he has a chance. He's strong, and but if the fight will last long, and I think Tyson Fury will win.
And in general, if Tyson Fury does win this fight, we expect him to fight Alexander Usyk here at the end of December. Fury versus Usyk. How do you see that?
Oh, that's a good fight, and very interesting. I'm gonna be here.
Hey, he's a southpaw. He's one of those speedy southpaws.
Oh yeah. That's a good fight, huh?
Well, fantastic.
I'm sure Tyson Fury will getting hard to fight with him.
Fantastic. Manny, we won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Enjoy the rest of your evening here in Riyadh.
Right.
Thanks very much.
Wow. Manny Pacquiao. Not Cristiano Ronaldo. The old Ronaldo. The older Ronaldo.
The original Ronaldo.
The original Ronaldo.
And the Pac-Man.
Yeah, a galaxy.
I think in all the years that I've been doing this, I've not had a double like that within the space of about 5 minutes. I mean, it's not. It's not your typical scenario.
That's what this is about. It is a galaxy of stars. If you just look around the room, there's literally so many of them here. We don't know who's going to get brought to us next. I mean, Ronaldo, for you, being someone who's covered football for so many years, that will be a bit of a bucket list moment, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting to hear him say that he's done some boxing training.
Yes.
Most footballers have. When you go into clubs, they would use boxing sessions to kind of break things up a little bit and introduce a different kind of regime for them, but just to make sure they never really got bored.
Yeah.
And footballers have always got enormous respect for fighters. That's why you see so many of them at fights, because they know the price that they pay in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's the same with all athletes, to be honest. They're kind of in awe of boxers, and they'll all admit that because they know how much they put on the line. Losing in any sport is a terrible thing, but losing in boxing, particularly if you get knocked out, it's like nothing else. It's like nothing else. And you look at Pacquiao there, for example. He's a great example. He got mercilessly chinned by Juan Manuel Marquez, and he came back like nothing had happened. I mean, that's incredible.
Sometimes that's the mark of a fighter. When you can come back from being knocked out cold like that and still not be hesitant in your next fight, still go for it.
Amir's the same.
Yeah.
You know, happened to him early on against Braiders Prescott, and I don't know how they do it. We're around this a lot, and you go to gyms and you see what they do, and it's absolutely incredible. Just a few more.
And what about
the doors? A few more fighters are in action tomorrow night, actually.
Many more fighters coming through. There was a little snippet that we got. Wow, we are joined by boxing royalty.
Boss, how you doing? You're right.
How are you, sir? I'm trying.
No, boss, right?
Do you want to grab the mic?
No, boss, you hold the mic. You hold it. Two more.
Thank you so much. How does it feel to be here in Riyadh? I saw the video. You, Mike Tyson, Joe Calzaghe, all on the back of a buggy. It looked like great fun.
Very, very good fun. Very nice people. I wouldn't like to do nothing wrong, because when you're good, they praise you with food and whatever. If you do something good, bad, they send you to prison and to give you a couple of slaps,
I was just saying, Frank, that in my experience, former fighters, they love occasions like this where you're all brought together, because you don't get to see each other that much sometimes. People haven't seen for years.
Unless you're Shannon Briggs, he's a bit lippy, Wicked.
What do you think of the main event? Tyson Fury is taking on Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
A lot of people are writing off Francis Ngannou. Do you feel like he's got any chance?
A guy like that, because if you look at his body, you look at his experience and his hunger, he wants it, you know what I mean? As bad as Tyson Fury, so you can't write him off. Because if you look at his body, man, I thought I had a good body, but looking at he's 6'6", is it? 6'5", and the guy looks like he's cut his cage and he's hungry for it, But I don't think he'd be able to touch Tyson. He boxes smart and holds him and leans on him and wears him down,
But will he be able to? Will he be able to lean on this guy? Because we looked at the weigh-in earlier today, and the weigh-in showed that there's not an awful lot in between them weight-wise. Francis Ngannou is big and strong himself.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. He's very big. You look at him in front, his legs are big, his belly's slim, he's got muscles upon muscles and muscles, and you can never write off a man like that, you know what I mean? But I'm in Tyson's corner. I hope he does well, because he's got a very important fight coming up against that, what they call him?
Alexander Usyk.
I don't know what he is. Who's Usyk?
He might be here tonight,
Is he back? Yeah.
Apparently he's going to be here tonight.
Is he, yeah? That's nice. Yeah, if he's going to be here, that's good. All the better.
How do you think that fight goes? Should it all come through correctly?
I don't like betting against Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury's a much better fight than a lot of people give him credit for. And he's a serious dude. You better let him out and then you get the other mean talking.
So I'm curious to know, how would a peak Frank Bruno have gone about fighting Tyson Fury?
It's a difficult thing, you know what I mean? You've got to have a good jab, a good right hand, and you've got to be very, very fit to be on him all the time, you know what I mean? You can't mess around with a guy like that. You've got to be on him all the time and counter punches and lean up to him and do all different funky stuff, because he'll be doing the same to you, you know?
Frank Bruno, thank you so
You're
much
welcome, boss.
for joining
Cheers.
us. Thank you.
Right. God bless
Great
you,
to
man.
see you.
Have a good evening.
Well, it is just legend after legend here. I think in that shot we had Frank Bruno, and a couple of waiters, and a couple of other people walking past. Andy Clark is in his full getting in the way
I'm
thing
just
there.
trying to kind of like stay in shot and a lean on the corner of this thing. So.
If he needed to, this man could double up as a doorman. I've got no doubt about that. The size of Andy Clark here today. Well, I mean, who's behind me? So I've got Mike Tyson, we've got Frank Bruno behind me there. I can see Chuck Liddell. I can see Shannon Briggs. He's knocking about. We spoke to him, of course, earlier on at the weigh-in today. He was shouting out, "Let's go, Chan." I won't be surprised if he starts shouting out, "Let's go, Chan." Again, it really is a galaxy of stars here tonight, Andy, and it feels like a bit of stardust has been sprinkled upon Riyadh this week.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. You look at the way that they've organised everything, and we were told in the build-up, I'd heard a few kind of rumours in the build-up as to what this was going to be like. Yeah. And honestly, when you've been in boxing a while, you generally tend to take things with a bit of a pinch of salt, because, I mean, there's a lot of big chat, isn't there? There's big talk everywhere, but this has lived up to it. It's actually exceeded it, to be honest with you. It's exceeded my expectations when I arrived. The grand arrivals are setting for that. Stayed in the undercard. We've had the workouts at the press conference, and I know that you stuck inside the arena today as well and had a look around, and it's, you know, it's pretty extraordinary stuff.
Well, very, very shortly, we'll be taking you over to Brett, who has got a UFC legend with him. His name is Chuck Liddell. He has seen it all in the UFC world, and I'm sure he's got an awful lot to say about how Francis Ngannou could do against Tyson Fury. I think I'm being ushered out of the way by Frank Bruno, very possibly. I think there's a big photo going on. Let's go over to the one and only Brett.
Thank you so much, guys. Obviously here with former UFC heavyweight, former UFC champion, Chuck Liddell, a superstar and a legend of the sport. How have you been enjoying this week, and what are you thinking about tomorrow?
I've been having a good time. I just got here today, actually, but I've been busy, so I came out here late. But had a good time. Had a good time going on the weigh-ins, and it looked like they were having a little fun up there. So hopefully it'll be exciting. I mean, it's going to be, you know, it should be fun. Should be a fun show.
What are your thoughts on the fight?
I mean, I think it's one of those things. It's just taking a guy that I don't know what his, I really don't know Ngannou, how much his striking background is, how much he's done just boxing. I'll tell you difference between doing just hands from doing hands and feet, or doing hands and feet with wrestling too included. It changes things.
It does, yeah.
But he just timing and distance, but everyone's saying he hits really hard. But you know, Fury's been in with guys that hit really hard for a long time. So, you know, I mean. I'd be a pleasant surprise, but I'd be surprised if Ngannou pulls it off.
How would you have felt in the prime of your career going into a boxing ring? Would you have gone in? What type of mindset?
I would have gone in trying to punch. I mean, I think I have had more of a background, kick punching. I mean, we talked about actually a long time ago doing it with Holyfield actually, but it was a kickboxing match, so I was going to be able to kick. So I really would have liked to have that going for me and be able to change things up, but. You know, I would also always said if I thought a boxer, I'd want to at least be bare knuckle.
What would your advice be to Francis?
Go out there and do what you've been training to do. Just go out there and go out and throw punches. Don't try to land that one big punch. I mean, it's always when you're just trying to land that one big punch. It's really hard to do against a puncher. You just go out there and throw your punches, throw your combinations, and see what happens.
Yeah. We appreciate it, man. Anybody tonight that you're really excited to have a conversation with?
Oh, a lot of these guys I've met before, but there's a lot of great fighters here, man. I mean, talking to Sugar Ray Leonard earlier. You know, I was talking to a couple of other guys too. Pacquiao's a good one of my favorites too. He's a good dude. It's the same birthday, so.
Oh, same birthday? Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Well, thank you so much for the time, man. Enjoy the night. I appreciate it, Chuck. Thank you. Deb.
Okay, I mean, there are a galaxy of stars here tonight. There are so many celebrities, and we've probably got about 40 5 celebrities all in one voice right here. Mr. Al Foreign, great to see you. How are you?
Hello, mate. How are you? Good. Very good.
So, look, why are you here tonight? Obviously, it's great to see you. Tell us.
I'm doing a little stint on stage tonight. Looking forward to it. I'm performing in front of a lot of people that I've admired growing up. So it's a big thing for me. Nervous, but nerves are good. If you don't have nerves, there's something wrong with you. So,
Fear is your friend, isn't it?
Tyson is a good friend of mine. Myself and Tyson through Mr. Gold Star himself, Spencer. We've done all the tour shows over the last 2 years, and we're like one big happy family when we go on the tours. So Tyson is he's a good friend of mine.
Okay, well listen, you've got this big...
You want to team me up?
Of course, look, you've got...
I just want to ask you first though, when you're doing something like this, and you've got all these people in the room, do you just make sure you don't make eye contact with whoever you're actually impersonating at the time? Oh, you do?
Yeah, you have to. Listen, it's all part and parcel of it. It's all a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a little bit of fun, It's innocent fun for me.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you think John Fury thinks the fight's going to go on Saturday night between his son and Francis Ngannou? Tell us.
I'll tell you what, Dev. 100%. My son is the greatest fighting champion. We've got Mike Tyson here right beside us. And if you want, we can get him on if he wants to come in, because he's more important than I am.
Just a bit. I think we'll bring you back in later. Thank you so much, Al Foreign. Thank you, my friend. Let's bring in Iron Mike Tyson. Great to see you, Mike Tyson.
Thank you,
How are you, sir?
Beautiful. It's the greatest event I've ever been to in my life.
It's been amazing this week, hasn't
I've never
it?
experienced anything like this in my life. I've been fighting over 20 years professionally.
What did you think of the press conference yesterday? It looked like a lot of fun. You had John Fury staring down at you. What did you think?
I was explaining to most of the reporters here, all my life from amateur to pro, I was always confrontational. I never saw a fight press conference where two people had so much love and yet we were just as satisfied as if they were saying, you motherfucker. Am I true, right? I was just as satisfied.
Do you feel you were geeing him, Francis up? Because Francis is a nice man. I heard you say you're going to kick his ass.
Yeah.
I heard you say that. You had to gee him up, didn't you?
No, well, a little bit, but once he's in the ring, he's experienced, he knows what he has to do.
Andy Clark, we're in
He's
great
a
company.
very classy, respectable man.
You obviously just still really love being around the sport, Mike, don't you?
Well, I love to be around certain fighters in the sport. Because certain fighters bring that negative energy that's not good.
So in terms of
And look who, I'm the one saying that, right?
In terms of the current heavyweight scene, I know we're seeing Francis take on Tyson tomorrow night, but how highly do you rate Tyson Fury as a heavyweight?
The greatest fighter in the history of life. He's the greatest. He's the new one.
Is that also because of what he's gone through outside the ring?
Absolutely. The greatest ever. Know what they can do? The greatest ever. In any sport, any event, they can lose their mind and get it back. How many people you know that did that? No, really, how many people you know that lost it and brought it back? Doesn't happen.
One of the things I've heard you say, Mike, is that you learnt a lot from your losses, and actually sometimes you enjoyed your losses. Tyson hasn't had any losses, but he's had losses kind of outside the ring. Is it the same kind of thing?
100%. You're dealing with adversity. And you're going crazy when you don't know why you're going crazy. All of a sudden, everything was going good in your career, and now you're the champ of the world, everybody around. Now you're tripolar now. You're tripolar. No, serious, right? The only people in there, fuck you, motherfucker.
Look, Mike, before we let you go, tell us, look, finally, we're not going to speak to you again before the fight actually happens, before the first bell. Tell us what's going to happen.
Francis Ngannou in the new heavyweight champion.
Okay, thanks.
There we go. There we go. Francis Ngannou is apparently going to be the new heavyweight champion of the world, according to the one and only Mike Tyson. What a moment we have there. He's talking about Tyson Fury being the greatest heavyweight of all time there. I think he admires the journey that he's been on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big shout.
Yeah.
That's a big shout. And it's very subjective, obviously, isn't it? You know, it is all about opinions, and you've got to take his opinion very, very seriously. To crown him as the best of all time, a lot of people will have a lot to say about that. I think he's certainly the best of this era. And I would definitely give him a chance with anyone.
Look,
because
that's
you
the
look
thing.
at the physique of the man, the size of him, the skill set, and that's why I think you have to pick him to beat Usyk, because he's got the skill to impose the size. There are plenty of people out there who are much bigger than Usyk, but they won't have the skill to make the size count. Whereas I feel like Fury will have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with that, Mike Tyson saying that about Tyson Fury, obviously, it's named after him being the greatest heavyweight of all time. He's got a very qualified opinion. It feels like he's kind of allowed to say it, especially considering he's also in the conversation himself. It holds a bit of weight when he says it.
Yeah, of course. And Mike Tyson's one of these guys who, for some reason, sometimes when people retire, either as time passes they get better. I think people have appreciated Lennox Lewis, for example, more the longer he's been retired. Yeah. I think with Tyson somehow there's been this opinion the longer he's been retired. People like to look back at it and say, oh, maybe he wasn't that good. You know, he burned brightly for a short period of time, but he ran through a load of good heavyweights in the 80s. And with the kind of style he had, that explosivity, that peak was never going to last that long. And okay, things happen outside the ring, which probably shortened it a bit. But at his absolute best, you know, 1986 to 1989, the Tyson that beat Spinks, you know, I would give him a chance. I would back him against almost. You couldn't rule him out against anybody.
Well, look, we were in the midst of a chat with Big John Fury before Mike Tyson came in.
That's understandable.
You got big-footed by Mike Tyson.
You make way for Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I did feel for you there. I was like, oh, Mike Tyson's there, poor Al.
No, that's understandable.
You're resuming with John Fury. They were talking about that 100%. My son's the greatest fighting man you'll ever see in your life. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. There's no impression for me, it's just me.
We are true fighting men.
Tell me what Tyson thinks about this fight tomorrow night.
I'll tell you what, 100%. It's a big fight. It's a massive fight. It's crossover boxing, yeah! Get on! I'll tell you something, Francis. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. See how good he is as a boxer. I'm the boxer. We'll see what this power's all about. This Guinness World Record power that everyone's been telling me about. I beat Deontay Wilder. That's what I done. I beat him 3 times. Forget about the first 3 times. So, get up. Let's see what your power's all like, Francis.
What about Mike Tyson? What does he think? Look, he's coaching Francis Ngannou through this.
Well, you know, I had to make way for Mike Tyson when he was coming through. So, you know, it's perfectly understandable. You know, when you see Mike Tyson and he's coming in for an interview and you only 2 minutes in, walk the other way.
Well, I think we may have even had a few microphone issues in our actual interview with Mike Tyson. What he said was that Tyson Fury was the greatest heavyweight of all time. Maybe you can fill in and then we'll just overlay it.
He is the greatest heavyweight of all time, and that's it. There's no one as good as him. You know, his father named him after me. That must mean something, you know.
Fantastic. Al, we're probably going to use that. Thank you so much.
Use that. What have you got? You're Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah,
Listen, mate. TNT Sports, that's what it's all about. Let's have it. We can do all the football ones as well.
just did the mouth as well. So good. So good. Well done. Well done. Al Foreign. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, there's so... We'll talk about how many celebrities are here tonight. There's so many just within him. What was your favourite out of those ones?
He's so good, isn't he? You know, I've seen him a couple of times now, and he's so good. I do think Fury is. Oh wow, Lennox Lewis.
Oh wow,
Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis, welcome.
How are you, sir?
How are you, sir?
Good.
Great to see you. Tell us how it feels to be here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Riyadh.
Oh, it's amazing. Amazing. I love the heat. I love the buildings, the architects. Oh man, great.
Tell us about this fight tomorrow night. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. It's got the world talking. How do you see it all kind of playing out?
I see it playing as in, you know, it should be a good fight in the beginning because everybody's going to be on their edge because anything can happen in the first round. You know, Tyson has to be at his best because he's up against a man that's great at his craft. So, you know, Tyson's great at his craft as well. And I think it's going to be an interesting fight. Obviously, Ngannou, everybody looks at him and see the strength, but sometimes the strength isn't good against a fluid boxer. So Tyson's a fluid boxer. He can change orthodox or southpaw. He moves well, and he's also hard to hit. He may look easy to hit, but once he starts doing this, it's going to get you confused. So I want to see how Francis deals with that.
He's got an unusual situation here, Fury, though, hasn't he? In that he's got this date that we've heard that is going to happen, the 23rd of December against Usyk. So he doesn't just need to win; he needs to win clean, like no cuts, no injuries, no nothing. I mean, it's not a typical scenario.
No, it's a chance he's taking. I wouldn't take that chance. He's willing to take that chance because you're right. Anything can happen. He could hurt a finger. He could get hit. He could have a black eye. He could get cut. These things could happen, may happen. So hopefully they won't happen.
I love fantasy matchups. So how would a Pete Lennox-Lewis tackle Tyson Fury?
Oh, that's too much of an easy question to answer.
Well, go right ahead.
It's so easy, I don't want to answer it.
Oh.
But, I'm the best. Nobody can test. I lay them all to rest.
I wasn't contesting that. I was just, give us a bit of technical breakdown as to how you would have gone about it.
For me to go against Tyson Fury, I would just go after him. I would go after him because I like going after big guys because I feel I can fight. So it's going to be a fight. So that's right. Ngannou may make it a fight. It's the only thing if Tyson Fury makes it a fight. If Tyson Fury makes it a fight, it should be an easy fight for him because he's good on the inside. He's good from long distance. Like I said, he can do southpaw, orthodox. So it's a hard fight for him, especially for the first time against a skilled boxer like this.
When you retired, you had so many offers in the first few years after you retired to tempt you out of retirement. If something like this setup had been around, maybe you could have been tempted.
Absolutely, I would have took it. Absolutely. In fact, the setup's still around.
Lennox, let me ask you this. All the talk is, after this fight, Tyson Fury, should he come through, is going to fight Alexander Usyk for undisputed. It'll be the first undisputed since yourself.
I'm going to try and make it to that fight.
Come on, you should.
Yeah, no.
Come on, honestly, you should be working everyone.
Undisputed champion, so I've got to make it to the
I'm pretty
fight.
confident you'll get
so
an
I can
invite.
walk the belt in and give it to him or to whoever.
How do you see that fight going?
Between, you got a giraffe against a bunny rabbit. So, anything can happen in that fight.
I mean, if I'm picturing a giraffe and a bunny rabbit, it doesn't look great for the bunny rabbit, to be honest.
No, but the bunny rabbit has won a lot of fights. He's won a lot of fights with his style. And, he's an undisputed champion as well. And he does anything possible to win. So he's going into this fight looking to win. So sometimes bunny rabbits win.
I'll tell you what, you can only get away with describing the two current heavyweight champions as a giraffe and a bunny rabbit if you're him. That is an elite level cuss, isn't it? As fighters around it.
Don't worry, it's a tough bunny rabbit. It's not easy to hit either.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Look, one I do want to get your thoughts on is David Adley against Fabio Wardley. I don't know how much you've been following the build-up. It's two unbeaten British lions duking it out.
Yeah, I haven't been following it at all because I've been out of touch. But I think it's going to be a good fight.
Good answer.
I know David and I know the other guy too. So the boxing's a game where you want to win and you work hard in the gym. And you focus on winning. So when it comes to the day of the fight, you want to win. So both guys want to win. We just want to see which one has the strongest tools to win, mental and physical.
All right, well, Lennox-Lewis, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks very much.
Wow, a galaxy of stars. Lennox-Lewis, the last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Andy Clark, I feel 10 foot tall. I know I'm not. I feel 10 foot tall being amongst all these people. I can see Rio Ferdinand around as well. I'm sure he's going to get brought in. David Higgins, I don't know if he'll be brought in, but so many people around here. Insightful from Lennox-Lewis there.
Yeah, really interesting because, I do think that in recent years he was the best. I mean, you look at his resume and it was outstanding. And again, we talked about fighters coming back from defeat. He got knocked out twice.
Yeah.
He got knocked out twice by Norman McCall and Hasim Rahman. Neither was supposed to happen. the first one was a real setback. A real setback.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he had to bide his time and make his comeback. And then Rahman, he went straight back in against the guy who knocked him out, which most people don't, and knocked him out. And that is particularly rare. You look down heavyweight history, and you know Floyd Patterson did it against Ingemar Johansson, Lennox did it against Rahman. And other than that, you know, fighters have gone straight back into a rematch, like Ali did against Spinks and AJ did against Ruiz. But to go back in against someone who's chinned you and chinned them, you know, that is big boy stuff. But Lennox Lewis, as we saw, is a big boy.
Very much so. And as you rightly put, he's probably the only man, maybe in the world, that can describe Tyson Fury as a giraffe. Yeah. And Alexander Usyk as a bunny rabbit.
Yeah,
Goodness
bunny rabbit.
Me.
It's
me.
Yeah, and he's in great condition as well, isn't he? And you talk about people getting out at the right time. He won that fight against Vitaly Klitschko. He got some criticism because Klitschko was doing well on the cards, but he busted him up so badly, the referee had to stop the fight halfway through. That's not nearly winning.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
that's it's not nearly winning, but I think he did the right thing to call it a day, and he did have some monumental offers to come out of retirement, but he didn't do it. And as I say, the longer he is retired, I think the more people look at him and think, because it took a while for him to earn his respect, because in the UK people saw him as Canadian.
Canadian, right?
In North America they're always slow to give credit to British heavyweights, horizontal heavyweights they used to call our big guys down the years. But yeah, the resume is incredible. And I love him. I love Lennox. Big fan.
You've got no choice but to respect that man and what he's achieved in the sport. And as we're talking about there, he's one that's left the sport on top with his faculties completely intact. And that Vitaly Klitschko win, the last fight that he had, I think it's looked better and better because of what Vitaly went on to do, and he turned into a bit of a monster himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, not many people get out on top at the right time. It's really tricky.
It's Rio Ferdinand. Great to see you, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you.
How does it feel to be here, Rio in Riyadh? Talk to us.
That's got a nice ring to it.
I like that.
Yeah, man, I'm liking it. That's nice. I'm going to nick that.
You can have it. You can have it. But just tag me in on Instagram. Just give me something. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, no problem. I'll do that.
But it's been a hell of a week here. A hell of a build-up. You've been to a lot of big fights. You've been to a lot of big fight weeks. How does this one compare here in Riyadh?
No, this is different, man. It's just the sheer scale of the event and the way that they put this on is just like, it does take your breath away. Even rolling up to this hotel here today, just seeing you on fight day. It's not even fight day. And you rolling in here and like everyone's here. You've got stars from all over the world, from different sports. These guys know how to throw a party, man.
Is there anyone in particular? I don't know if you're like too famous to get selfies.
Tyson.
Yeah, I knew it.
I've met him before, it don't matter. I've met him before. Sugar Ray Leonard as well.
Yeah. Look,
those two are standouts.
Tell us about this fight then. It's Tyson Fury against Francis Ngannou. It's got the world talking. How's it going to go? What do you reckon?
I just think it's going to be. The only way I can look at it is like if I, as a professional footballer, wanted to say that I can go in and immediately play Test cricket.
Could you?
No, not happening. So I could throw the ball, but would I be effective? You know what I mean? No. So I just think it's a little bit like, I think they're two different sports. I know obviously contact sports, but I just think that he's coming into Tyson Fury's world, and I think Tyson Fury will dominate.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that, definitely. One thing I've generally found, Rio, is that there's a lot of admiration for fighters in the footballing fraternity. Like you lads love being at big fights. What is it about boxers that you all seem to admire?
Because I think there's similarities to a certain extent in understanding the sacrifice, understanding the discipline that you need to have, respecting that discipline, and seeing like these guys have to go into the red zone constantly in training, let alone in a fight now. So that respect is just like, it's so high for the way that these guys put themselves through it. And not only that, their families, the sacrifice and that they have to put around it. And a lot of these guys come from similar backgrounds to us, so there's an automatic connection when you see these guys.
You actually did a bit of training yourself. You were this close, right, to actually lacing up gloves and turning pro. You're going to try again? You still look in shape. You still look ready to go, Rio.
Well, I'm 44, man. My missus ain't looking to see me going in the ring with no one, man, with these young pups. The guy, Richie Woodall, is commentating, so he was training me for about 5-6 months. So, no, I had that time. They didn't give me the license, unfortunately, but it was an unbelievable time doing it. And my respect for boxers went up even more doing it because how hard it was. It was so difficult, so, like, grueling training, regular, like sparring. I love the sparring. The training was really hard. The sparring was enjoyable. I loved it.
Did you spar anyone like? No.
Fraser Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Chev Lucas as well.
How'd it go?
So they were GB fighters. I used to go up to the GB centre in Sheffield on a Monday and spar with them. They looked after me, man. They were nice. They were good.
Did you get, as we describe it, buzzed in sparring?
Yeah.
How did you find that?
The white lights came on, man.
Sensation.
Yeah. So, but again, it was the nearest thing I ever got again to the feeling of playing football. That after a spar, the adrenaline, man, it was just like you can't recreate that.
Listen, it looks like Tyson Fury, should he come through, will fight Alexander Usyk.
Yeah.
I mean, you know about this fight, right? This is a fight that I know you want. Tell us how you feel about that one, and how do you reckon it goes?
Yeah, I think it's an intriguing fight. Like, you've got two guys whose ring IQs are ridiculously high, but you've got one who's considerably bigger and stronger and more powerful. And I think that would be probably a telling point. I think that Tyson's so good on the inside, the way he can grapple and really put his weight down on Usyk creates a big problem for Usyk. But again, that's if Usyk isn't that elusive and that you can keep away from him, then it becomes a different fight. But I just feel Tyson will wear him down over the distance of the fight.
Finally, on Francis Ngannou, right? I don't know how much you've looked into his story, you've heard about it. This was a guy that was homeless on the streets of Paris, had to eat rats and things like that, and now he is here in Riyadh on the grandest stage of them all. It's some story, Rick.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, that's again why we come. That's why you come here, because them stories there and what generate the interest and bringing people like myself, boxing fan. But where I'm travelling hours and hours in the plane to come here, but because I know it's going to be a good event. I know they're going to throw a good event, but also I know I'm going to see something that I've never seen before. A UFC fighter with a professional boxer on the biggest stage of heavyweights. Crazy.
Been brilliant speaking to you, Rio Ferdinand. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to see you. Well, I'm starstruck. Rio Ferdinand, come on. We've had Rio Ferdinand.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff. He also thinks I'm joking, though, but he definitely knows his stuff. And what was interesting there, Andy, was talking about the training, because he did try to turn professional. Yeah. He went through it all. He didn't get granted his license, but he put himself through sparring, put himself through training. He appreciates it.
He does, and I think he was unlucky because I spoke to Richie about him, and Richie said, yeah, he was decent. You know, he would have boxed at Cruiser, because when he was playing football, he probably would have been about 11 and a half, 12. You know, they're so lean, and then when they retire, they just they swell footballers, because all of a sudden they might get on the weights a bit more, do more training that they enjoy more, and he's a big solid lad, Rio. So I remember Richie telling me that he had the coordination and the balance and the kind of weight transfer and mechanics that somebody like him, because he was a supreme athlete as a footballer would have. And I think what cost him, I don't want to be too unkind to Freddie Flintoff, but I think the showing that Freddie Flintoff gave in a similar kind of setting, I think maybe made the board think, don't really know if we should do this again. And I think that maybe cost Rio a little bit. That's just kind of the way I read that one, because I was quite keen actually to see what he could do. Yeah,
I wanted to see it. He looked in shape. If people talk about Freddie Flintoff, the guy retired unbeaten. There's no blueprint.
He did.
There's no blueprint on how to beat Freddie Flintoff. Shout out Freddie Flintoff. Incredible night so far that we've got here. We have spoken to Ronaldo. I'm talking original Ronaldo. We've spoken to Rio Ferdinand. We've had Mike Tyson. We've had Lennox Lewis. We've had Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. Manny Pacquiao's revealed that he plans on fighting Amir Khan, so you've had a little scoop there as well. Oscar De La Hoya.
These are all Stone Cold Hall of Famers.
Andy, come on.
Stone Cold Hall of Famers.
Come on. Absolutely unbelievable nights. And they are
I'm
here
ready.
for a reason.
It's absolutely
and
remarkable.
look, here's another man we can speak to. Gareth A. Davis, how are you?
I'm very well. Do you know what? The weird thing about tonight is the emotion that I feel. I came from the weigh-in early. I couldn't get an Uber, or the media bus was leaving late, and I ended up getting in a car to come straight here. I haven't managed to shower and get changed for dinner, and I had a really nice silk jacket to wear, but I was in the car with Juno Dos Santos, Chuck Liddell, and Randy Couture, who I've worked with on TV, written about, going back years and years, and like seeing so many people here tonight. I mean, I'm old, I'm in my late 50s, and I've been around a lot of these guys for a long time, and I really love the greats. And to speak Spanish tonight, Marco Antonio Barrera and Cotto, and it's just endless. It's unbelievable. I better leave, because one of the great legends is coming in. A fellow Welsh Italian. Let me announce him. the Italian Dragon. Hey, man.
Well, the one and only Joe Calzaghe. Wonderful to see it. Joe Gallagher's here as well. We're joined by two Joes. We'll start with Joe Calzaghe. Joe, I saw the video. You, Ricky Hatton, Frank Bruno, back of a little trolley. You having a bit of fun?
Yeah, good fun. Good fun. It's great. You know, it's great to be here for the first time and such a big event. You know, seeing so many my heroes, really. You know, I mean, so many great fighters from past and present. It's just an honour to be here.
And how are you finding Riyadh so far? And have you had a look at what they've been doing with the fight week? It's been absolutely incredible. Some of the things that they have been doing. How have you found it?
Yeah, well, I only came yesterday, but yeah, really impressed. Went to the weigh-ins. Obviously, you know, it's one of them fights. You know, Tyson Fury's supposed to win, but at the end of the day, you know, you have a hard man in front of him. And MMA was across sport, but you know, the excitement is bringing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Is it? I mean, you mentioned that it's an honour to be here. Is it actually a bit of a buzz to kind of make the list, if you like? Because look at everybody who's here. You know, you are literally a Hall of Famer. And why wouldn't they invite you? But at the same time, you look around and you just think, I mean, you wouldn't want to not be invited, would you?
No, exactly. I'm happy to be here, like I said, you know, and it's great to meet so many great names. Past and present, obviously Mike Tyson here as well. You know, I've had the honour of boxing, privilege of boxing on two of his undercards, which was many years ago.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, boxing a couple of his undercards. Yeah, some great fighters. You know, Larry Holmes. Even Ronaldo's here, man.
Yeah, we
the
spoke to him.
Ronaldo.
The Brazilian, the original G.
That's
We're
it.
probably one of the greatest footballers ever if they get injured. Yeah, but like I said, it's great to be here, and it's fantastic.
Is there anyone in particular who maybe you haven't got a selfie with? I don't know. Are you too famous to get selfies? I don't know.
Selfies,
a little cheeky one. Who are you after?
I tell you, it was really good earlier on. I sort of took a picture with Frank Bruno and also Lennox Lewis because to me, I made my pro debut on that fight. So in Cardiff in '93, 30 years ago, was that right? Roughly 30 years ago, I made my pro debut on our undercard in Cardiff just over 30 years ago. So it's nice to have them both together in the picture for myself. It was good.
I want to ask you about the fight that should happen, should Tyson Fury come through this, is against a very, very talented southpaw called Alexander Usyk. Are you kind of biased towards him? Do you think Usyk can do it? Do you think he can dance a merry tune? How do you see it going?
I just think, obviously, if Tyson Fury is as good as he was, he has a box, inactive, but I think he's bigger. I think he just wins the fight. But obviously, it's going to be a completely different fight than the fight we're going to see tomorrow. Usyk's a great champion, he's undefeated. He's got a massive heart, but I just think size is going to be a massive factor in that fight, a massive factor, sorry. So I just see that Fury wins that fight.
I know you obviously keep a close eye on Welsh boxing and someone who's doing really, really well now who I watch through the amateurs is Joe Cordina. He's got a fight in next week, next Saturday I think in Monaco, and it's been great to see what he's achieved, doesn't it, when he turned pro, because the situation with the title was unfortunate. He won it, then he had to give it up, and then he won it back again.
Yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of Joey, you know, the JC from Wales, kicking ass and that. So yeah, it's great. You know, you've had some tough fights as well. You know, he hasn't had no gimmies. You've had some tough fights winning the title, beat the Japanese. Of course, the Japanese fella he boxed. That was a great win. A tough fight in this last fight that really dig deep, and I think he just showed that he's got what champion takes. You know, sometimes you got to dig deep and find out the gear, and he managed to do that. Hopefully, he learned from that experience, and I'm hoping to see him put in a good performance next week.
Still looking in shape, Joe.
Yeah, well, not too bad for 51. Not
He's
too
51
bad.
now?
Yeah, not too bad for 51. Yeah, 51 mate. So.
Listen, one final thing, right? Francis Ngannou has got a hell of a story. I don't know how much you've heard about it. The guy was just homeless on the streets of Paris, and suddenly he's here on this grand stage. Just hearing stories like that must be like, wow, quite inspiring.
That's inspirational. It just shows what, obviously, say boxing, but fighting can do for people's lives. You know, many fighters, you know, I'm much, I didn't, wasn't homeless, but a lot of fighters don't have that much, you know, and to have the opportunity to fight and make a living for themselves and their family, and for him to be on this big stage, you know, fair play to him. It's great. I wish him all the best tomorrow because he's going to need it.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, Joe Calzaghe.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful speaking to you, my friend.
Thanks.
Joe Calzaghe. I mean, look, is this ever going to win, Andy? We have just got star after star, boxing stars, football stars, and we had about 40 stars in our foreign. And Gareth A. Davis, of course, joined us as well. Quite the night.
Yeah, and you know, you look at Joe as well, and he retired undefeated, and that takes some doing. That takes some doing. 46-0, and a lot of the time, super middleweight was really, really hard for him, but he had to hang on towards the end because that's when the money was coming. Terrible trouble with his hands, he couldn't really do any sparring. You know, we talk about the sacrifices that fighters make, but just the lengths they have to go to get themselves in the ring in any kind of shape sometimes is absolutely barbaric. And he's a good example of that. And you keep going, you keep going, you keep going.
Let's keep things moving.
Hello.
We've got Amir Khan.
Listen, there's me going around everywhere, seeing different faces here.
Yeah.
You see Manny Pacquiao, then you'll see Lennox Lewis, then you'll see. I just saw Marco Antonio Barrera.
Yep.
Morales is sat on the other side. I mean, wow. Listen, I've never been anywhere like this in my life.
You seem wild, you seem quite distracted. I saw Jake was trying to bring you in and you just got distracted by some of the food around over there.
That's right. So I saw some, what do they call them things? Caviar, yes.
Caviar. How was it? All right?
It's all right. I mean, look, I'm a simple guy. I like the simple things, but I've never been that type of guy who goes for the expensive caviar. Is that a good quality caviar? Good? Yeah, he said so.
Apparently so, yeah, apparently so.
I didn't pay for it, so I was all right.
No, I'd say that the quality of things over here is generally speaking likely to be good, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Well, look, what an event it is, honestly. Like today, you've got every big face over here. I mean, you guys weren't there, but I was at Tequila Sheikh's house earlier today. Oh my God, we were sat there around the dinner table. There must have been from the late 80s to now, the world champions that were sat around that table. It was amazing, bro. And it's funny because they come over to me, yo, Amir Khan, how's it going? And I'm thinking, he knows my name. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm still starstruck because at the end of the day, I see myself as a normal guy. And when you get Roberto Duran, Amir Khan, come take a picture. And then Sugar Ray Leonard. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a bit crazy.
You're doing yourself a disservice there. You're doing yourself a bit of a disservice. You did a lot, Amir.
I mean, yeah, but still, I mean, it's surreal though, isn't it? I mean, it's not something like you see in England or Bolton, especially. You won't get like Sugar and Leonard coming over to you asking for a picture. Not in Bolton.
Listen, tell us about Riyadh. This is Riyadh season, the fourth one starts. Yeah. It's boxing that's going to start the event tomorrow night. This is a special place, right?
Oh yeah, well, just before we start that, and I answer that, I saw Tyson Fury as well. Just a bit ago, I had a chat with him and I'm like, Tyson, I go, what time is it? I go, you're not meant to be in bed. You got a fight tomorrow. I'm all right, don't worry about it. I mean, that's how confident he is. I said, listen, you should get to bed, bro. I mean, because we need you winning this. You know what I mean? Because you've got the Usyk fight, hopefully, at the end of the year. That's what people are talking about. But, yeah, I mean, one thing about Saudi Arabia, the question you asked is, Riyadh, I mean, I fought in the Jeddah season, and it was amazing. Don't get me wrong, it was one of the best events I did. But this is something different. I've never seen an event like this. And what Turkey Al Sheikh is doing is amazing. So big well done to Turkey Al Sheikh, MBS. These guys they put a huge event together. And not only an event, a gala, the weigh-in, the press conference, everything has been an event. And it's been so much fun walking around the city, driving around. It's been brilliant and seeing posters, billboards, and everyone's talking about this fight. So yeah, it's going to be a big one.
And who knows, maybe there'll be some posters and billboards next year for Amir Khan against Manny Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia.
Well, there's a lot of talk. Listen, saw Manny Pacquiao.
He's up for it, we spoke to him.
Really? Yeah. No, it doesn't.
We did. No, we did. We had him here. He said, we've heard there's a bit of chat about you fighting Amir Khan. And he goes, yes, that's going to happen.
Really? Well, Manny has just... I mean, that was in the contract. He couldn't. I'm joking. Listen, but the thing is, today we sat in the middle. It's funny because Turkey Al Sheikh was sat in the middle, me and Manny on both sides, and all the fighters are around us. And I'm thinking, wow, like we've just sat next to the main man, and we sat looking at the whole, and we're thinking, is this kind of a setup to say that the fight's happening between me and Manny? I mean, look, now there has been talk for a long time with Manny, but the thing is, look, if it happens, it happens. I mean. That's a fight, definitely, it'll lift me up. You know, even though I don't think my last performance was the best and I don't think it was a nice way of ending my career, maybe this is a godsend in a way where I've got the opportunity to finish my career off with a big bang. You get what I mean? So maybe it's going to happen.
Well, I mean,
would you watch it?
Yeah, of course I'd watch it.
Yeah, that's it, man. Would you watch it?
Fight fans would watch it.
I'm joking, of course. I would watch it.
Well, listen, I think everyone would want to watch it. I mean, it's a hype because the thing is, look, we both probably past our best. It's an evenly matched fight, and at the same time, we both got speed, power, movement, everything. So I think it ticks all boxes. because I'm sure he's still quick. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm still quick?
Are you still quick?
Yeah. I'm gonna try 1 second.
Amikon.
Well, anyway, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you so much.
To let you go.
That was
Good to see
brilliant.
you.
You've still got the fast hands, haven't you?
Yes.
Still got them. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me.
That could have ended badly.
Yeah, I know. Imagine if I'd have just leaned forward at the wrong time and I did actually get a kind of, it looked like he's shaped up southpaw there to sort of jab my head in. But Amir Khan has been pulled away and taken into the main room, and I think more and more celebrities will be taken. Oh, goodness me.
Yes.
Miss
Joe
Joe Gallagher, how are we?
I'm great. I've just met Ronaldo, the proper Ronaldo.
You wouldn't believe how many people have said that.
Oh, Ronaldo.
including
Now,
me.
there's a few people in here, and my missus goes mad at me for having pictures, but when you're in a room with Michael Spinks, Larry Holmes, and Ronaldo, you'll never get the chance to see them again. I have to apologise for just going up and just being a big child, so there you go.
Oh, I shamelessly fanboyed Roy Jones earlier on.
Oh, did you? Right, okay, yeah. So
It's a big night. I understand you might be in Riyadh a little bit more often now, Big Joe.
yeah, I've been over a few times over the last couple of months, so yeah, all good. Like I say, there's Mike Tyson opening a gym. I think that's on Sunday. Hopefully you're there to see it. It's an unbelievable piece of work that we've managed to do and put together. And you're in there today and you think, wow, this is a place where people got to go. Yeah, and like I said to Mike, you've got to wish you're 16 again when you see this gym now, do you know what I mean? So he's coming to it on Sunday, and yeah, like you say, it's nearly done. But the speed that they get things done here is unbelievable. Day 18 or 19 it is today, so it's mad.
Listen, for so long, Las Vegas has been like the home of boxing, all the big fights. It just feels like big fights are starting to come here.
Like I say, the project they've got for 2030, this is where boxing will be. This will be the Las Vegas, Dubai. They're worried. Obviously, the money to spend here and the what to bring. If you go across there's the sphere that we keep going about Vegas, but there was one here before Vegas. It's just, you just look at it and just go, wow. But when you come here, you just think to yourself, what a beautiful place. Obviously I was here in 2018 with Jeddah, with Callum Smith when he fought George Groves, and they treat you with utmost respect, polite, can't do enough for you, and listen, it's just another part of the world now that boxing's growing as well, and like you say, having the amount of people that's here, Cotto, De La Hoya, it's a Hall of Fame night tonight with MMA, footballers that I know, Rio Ferdinand, Ronaldo. It's just, yeah, you have to pinch yourself who's here in the room tonight.
It's amazing the journey this sport could take people on, isn't it? If you think about it, you think about, you know, back learning your trade under Phil Martin years ago, doing double shifts at the airport, overnights, go straight to the gym, and now look at you. I mean, do you ever kind of, I'm not just trying to flatter you, Joe. Come on, you know, you think about it. Do you ever kind of like, you're a pretty relentless guy, very you know, very driven. But do you ever kind of just take a moment and think, actually, you know what, I've done all right?
I try to, but then this huge guilt comes across me and going, stop it. What you're not patting yourself on the back for, and you did this to do, that to do, and that to do. So that's it. I think tonight, I can't wait to post the images of Ronaldo to everyone in the gym. Yeah, I think that's great. No, but listen, we've got fights. As soon as we get back, I'm here for 2 or 3 weeks. As soon as we get back, we're out November the 17th, 24th, 25th, December the 8th, December 16th, so it's non-stop all the way through. So yeah, listen, I got inducted into the British Hall of Fame a couple of weeks ago, and someone said to me, oh, is that the end of it now? That's your chapter, you've done everything. I'm like, no, I've got Clark Smith, Mikey Talon, this and this. So as Macklin always says, you'll still be doing it at 70, and I'll be going, no, but it will be. Yeah, it's all you know, and listen, boxing's like a relationship, mate. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's been very good to me, but like anything in life, you only get out what you put in, I suppose.
If you could give Francis Ngannou a bit of advice ahead of fighting Tyson Fury tomorrow night, what would it be?
Go hell for leather. There's no point standing back and trying to outbox Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, his boxing knowledge is second to none. I don't think he really gets a lot of credit for it. He knows how to get out of way of shots, box and break people down. I think Ngannou has got to do what he does best, which is come out, throw lots of punches, hard and fast, and hopefully one of them lands. And if it doesn't, he can come out of it going, you know what, I gave it my best shot. What he doesn't want to do is go in there, end up getting jabbed up, bust eye, getting dropped, and then annoyed with himself that he didn't give it his best shot. It's funny, I've said to someone out there, Mike Tyson was involved in one of the biggest upsets in sport in boxing years ago. losing to Buster Douglas. Is now in the opposite corner, potentially. Could do the same thing again, but in the other corner. There's an underwritten script there to be written, but that's us daydreamers, really, isn't it? Really wishing it. But Tyson Fury, I think he deals with Ngannou when we're on to Usyk, all roads lead to Usyk, which at long last it's happening, and we can't wait for it.
That's a hard night for him, isn't it, Usyk, I think? I'd still make him favourite because I feel like he's got the skill to impose the size.
Yeah, Tyson Fury.
It's a hard night.
Oh, 100%. It isn't. You can have we can have here a Holyfield Bow type of fight, that the smaller man, knowing that he's got to get to Tyson Fury, and like he did when he did fought Riddick Bowe, get in, keep him working. Or it could be an absolutely Bow. No one really wanting to counter each other, bit of a hugging and all that. But Tyson Fury always finds a win's way. Is this one step too much for Usyk? People are going about Tyson Fury always not fighting, and this, everyone needs to get off his back. He's fought Wilder 3 times, and now he's fought Chisora, and he's fought Dylan White, and now he's doing this. No one gave Muhammad Ali any stick when he fought the wrestler. Now the WBC ordered Ruiz versus Wilder, then it fell apart. Now they've ordered AJ v Wilder, so we're waiting on purse bids. So why is that fight not happening? It's gone to purse bids, and that it should be going to purse bids to happen. In the meantime, Tyson's like, well, until my manager's ready, I'm got to go off and make some money, no different than Muhammad Ali did or whoever. So let's all enjoy it. It is what it is, and what a spectacle, and how well promoted is it? Unbelievably promoted, isn't it? London, Sphere in Vegas, all over. It's listen, I seen an interview not long, Frank Go saying, listen, it's like boxing on speed. I feel 24/7 De La Hoya Mayweather in that series raised the game, boxing game, them 24/7s Mayweather and De La Hoya. I think this and what these people here now doing in Saudi, I've got to raise the game even more to make everyone else go, wow. Well, we've got to up our game a little bit. I really do. You boys will only have been around here a few days, and Dev, you'll know more than what's going on, but it's unbelievable. When Frank, I just keep saying, whatever Frank's saying in interviews, listen to him because he's not wrong.
Yeah, no, that's it. We were saying earlier, you hear a lot of big talk in boxing, a lot of big talk, but actually this week, for me, it's over-delivered, which is very, very rare in this sport.
I understand. I listen to everyone at home going, oh, it's this and it's that. Well, hang on a minute. We all understand Champions League, but we also understand Soccer Aid. So just get your heads around it. Soccer Aid. So that's it. It's not like Champions League is a medal. It's this and that, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, Ngannou's trained well. He's trained hard. He's a puncher, and you never lose your power. And if he can land early on, who knows? No one thought Oliver McCall was going to blow Lennox Lewis away that time in London. So there you go. Boxing's boxing. You never say never. Yeah, at first we all thought Tyson was getting a bit complacent, but I think you can see being around this week, he's got in shape and he's on for it. And I think having a bit of fear factor, that punching power, will make sure that Tyson doesn't be too complacent. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Or you think, oh, it's complacent. The fact that Mike's talking the way that he can punch and everything else, and you think, oh, right, we're best, and right, do you want to get on with it? So, anyway, that's it. Who are you after having a picture with tonight, Dev?
I've just got it.
Oh,
I've just got it, me and Big Joe. Do you know what? We had Ronaldo come in, we had a little chat with Ronaldo. That was great.
He speaks really good English, I didn't know that.
Oh, it's brilliant. I was talking about Beckham series to him and all that. Like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's mad, not diverting, but do you watch that Beckham series? Us in the UK have never seen Beckham like one of them Galacticos, but they viewed him like that. Your Zidane's, your Figos, your Ronaldos. And like Zidane said to him, you come to Madrid. And we're like, wow, we still always talk about Keane and Cantona and all that, and I don't think it's boxing. Most probably, God rest his soul, Bobby Charlton didn't get the plaudits that he got, and he did, and most probably back in years to come. Do you understand? He's a phenomenal fighter, but to have world footballers absolutely giving huge praise to Beckham, you think, were we all missing something there? Like, do you know what I mean? He was a good player, Beckham, anyway. So, but not on the levels. No one would have put him them levels. I know of your Messis and your Ronaldos and your Zidanes and Roberto Carlos. To have them talking about it, Beckham must be there, like going to Posh. See that? See that? See that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Good to see you.
You
Yeah,
too.
you too.
Go and get all your selfies. Go and get a few more. Go on.
See you.
Oh,
that was great, wasn't it? Because he's really top trainer. He was Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, British Hall of Fame.
I think he's underrated, by the way. I don't think he gets enough credit.
Yeah, and you look at everything that he's done, and look how gassed he is to be here because of the people that are around him. And I just love seeing people who never lose that, despite the fact that he's been around it as long as he has. He's just buzzing off the fact that he's sharing space with all of these people. And yeah, I've got all the time in the world for that, because the worst thing sometimes is when you see people and they all seem a bit weary of things, and I've been there and I've done this and I've done that. But the thing about this week is that nobody's done this.
Yeah.
Nobody's done this. It's something new. The scale of it is something new. And here tonight it's absolutely incredible.
Exactly that. So just to recap, some of the people that we've spoken to here tonight at this very special gala dinner, the night before we find out who the baddest man on the planet is, we have spoken to the Brazilian Ronaldo. We are hoping Cristiano Ronaldo will be here too. We have spoken to Manny Pacquiao, Frank Bruno, Joe Calzaghe, Rio Ferdinand. Andy Clark's going to tell me if I've missed anyone. Amir Khan, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. Who else should we speak to today, Andy? Who would you like to speak to?
I always really loved Cotto.
Yes.
Always loved Cotto, Barrera, Morales, any of those guys, those are three absolute, just savage artists, weren't they? And yeah, and they must have slipped past us.
Yeah,
Sphinx-like, just through the doors away to our left.
We've got our man Jake on the floor, sweeping up. Brett's knocking about as well. We're going to try and get hold of someone. But you mentioned, we actually understand quite a few people are doing a big photo shoot now. So keep an eye across social media, because I think there's going to be some big photos coming out. We've talked there about how Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao are both in the same building. Both have sort of given away, it sounds like they're going to fight each other, which is pretty amazing. Wonder if they'll do a little head-to-head or a little something.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Manny seemed absolutely sure, didn't he, that it's going to happen. Amir seems kind of quite surprised when we told him that. Pacquiao...
He might be bitten and shy, because there's a few times he thought he was going to get that fight.
Yeah, Pacquiao, I think, is pretty determined that he wants to fight again. He's definitely in that space at the minute where he's not ready to stop, and it is a very difficult thing to do, as we spoke about earlier. Fighters always say that first 2 years after you kind of hang them up, not that he has, but even if you announce it, you just need to not put on a glove, not go near a gym, because the problem is that, say you rest up for 6 or 9 months, all those aches and pains you had go, you put on some gloves and start hitting a bag and you think, wow, I feel amazing.
You think you're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
You think you're back, and then it's just never normally the case. But yeah, I don't have a problem with people continuing to box on past their best, so long as they're being matched appropriately.
Yes,
you don't want to see anybody take a beating. It's painful when you see a legendary fighter believing that they can get back to where they used to be. But if they're just still doing it for the love of it and they're matched appropriately, then why not? Who are we to decide when they should hang their gloves up?
Exactly that. And for me, Manny Pacquiao against Amir Khan, that's absolutely fine. That's two guys, end of their career kind of thing, cashing in essentially on their name and putting on a great show for everyone that they deserve to do. And what I wouldn't like to see is either guy in with sort of like a young, hungry lion coming to take their head off and kind of steal their shine, if you know what I mean.
No, completely, yeah, completely. We see that at the kind of proper end of people's careers. That's the business. It's a ruthless, cold, hard business, and you see that kind of passing of the torch, and again and again and again, we see that. And it has to happen in a lot of cases. It has to happen, but in some cases it doesn't. And those are the fights that we want to kind of avoid if we can. I mean, you can never completely avoid it, because if they want to do it and the money's there and there's an appetite for it, then you'll always find someone who's willing to provide the venue, provide the backdrop, the coverage, all of that kind of thing. But Pacquiao Khan. The other thing about it is that the idea of it might be one thing, but then the reality of it, when you actually have to really get back in the gym, sometimes these comebacks can be a little bit short-lived.
Sometimes that can happen, but you feel like if they're in with someone who does give them a little bit of, do you know what? Let me go and make a statement. Then maybe those runs come easier. It gets the juices flowing. Exactly. We've just seen a brass band go past. I'm sure we'll be able to hear them very shortly. A true galaxy of stars here tonight. And as I said, it feels like a bit of stardust has been sprinkled around Riyadh. It's been an incredible fight week, the like of which we've never seen before. I mean, everything here has been big time, and it's a privilege to be in this room with so many stars from so many different sports, from so many fields. It really is a great collection of people in here. Who's been sort of your favourite so far, Andy?
I think just from a point of view of having a good chat with him, probably Lennox. I just think he's really interesting, and he's just got that kind of natural gravitas and authority about him that a former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, has. He's like an ex-president, isn't he? You still call him champion, you still call him Mr. President.
He carries himself.
He just carries himself. Yeah, so I really enjoyed talking to him. Some of the active fighters, actually, over the last few minutes, I've noticed have just started kind of filtering out.
Okay.
The ones who are on the card.
Yeah.
Sensible.
Yeah.
Come and have a look around. I think you're probably expected to. I mean, I don't imagine it's contractual, but I think you're probably expected to come and show your face, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, it passes a bit of time, but I saw Moses Itauma just file in and maybe 25 minutes, half an hour later, file back out again, and that's, as I say, I think that's probably the right way to go about it if you're boxing tomorrow night, because.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. You mentioned Moses Itauma there. I don't know if you've seen the video yet. Him and Mike Tyson had a little hello, any advice? That's great, isn't it? I mean, for an 18-year-old heavyweight coming through, he's on this stage. He's going to sparkle, we hope, under those bright lights. But to have Mike Tyson there to talk to, saying nice things about you, that's pretty cool for Moses Itauma.
Yeah, it is. And when we were talking to Mike, and he was talking about his admiration for Tyson Fury because of the things that he's managed to overcome in his life. Fighters who've been there and done it and been through the ringer and been through the mill and had all these kinds of experiences that he had. It's not just the boxing part of it. You can learn a lot from them. A lot of the time with fighters, it sounds a bit harsh, but sometimes you can learn almost as much from what they shouldn't have done and did do than what they should have done and did.
The mistakes, right?
If that makes any... Yeah, mistakes, that's a much clearer and more succinct way of saying it.
It's a clean word.
But it's... and that's, they are often the most instructive things. I don't think we'll really see another athlete, to be honest with you, ever in the kind of spotlight and the eye of the storm in the way that Tyson was, because back in those days, in the mid-80s, it was a terrestrial TV world. There was no digital platform. It was national newspapers. And if you managed to make it into the media, everything was mainstream media. And you were just ludicrously famous. And he was absurdly famous. And you're from the background that he's from, and you don't know who you can trust. And he made lots of mistakes himself. He brought plenty of it on himself. But he had people sticking their hands in his pocket at every turn. I remember reading in his book that when they went to court for... I think it might have been around the divorce, but it was some kind of legal matter. And they realised there was $50 million unaccounted for that he'd earned. No idea what had happened to it. No idea.
That's terrible.
He used to buy cars and just give them to people. It's just a crazy, crazy life that a lot of these guys have led.
These are the pitfalls that are out there. Tell you what, about Mike Tyson, staying on him, I really enjoyed the interview with him earlier. We went a bit sort of crazy at the end and said, and then Francis is going to win. He's a great character. I'm enjoying this kind of evolution of Mike Tyson. We have watched his life unfold. We watched that youngest ever world heavyweight champion, the guy coming through. We watched him snarling at opponents, staring them when they're facing off, shouting at press conferences. We saw all of that. And now he's sort of becoming Uncle Mike. He's sort of mellowed out a little bit. It's quite something to behold.
It is. He's found some peace. He's found some peace. He's found his niche. He podcasts now. He's in demand for all sorts of things, and it is nice to see someone whose life was just enveloped by such overwhelming chaos almost all of the time throughout his career and beyond the end of it as well. Managed to find that kind of port in the storm and set up camp there and just be happy, basically, because a lot of athletes aren't happy when they retire. They miss it too much. They can't replace it. They don't want to admit that they can't replace it. Oh, Jared Anderson.
That is Jared Anderson.
Hot stepping past us there. I was going to put my arm out and then I just
should
thought
have done, but I mean, he was going at some pace. That's interesting, by the way. That's Jared Big Baby Anderson. I believe Lil Baby is actually performing at some point, so we'll have a Lil Baby and a Big Baby.
I have no idea who Lil Baby is. I'm not down with the kids, Dev.
Neither am I, really. I mean, he's just like a rapper that I have heard of. He's actually very, very good. Very interesting. I'm sure Jared Anderson will come back in and have a little chat with us. Again, another young heavyweight coming through, surrounded by this galaxy of stars. A great opportunity. Didn't make it onto the card, but I'm sure he's got an eye on getting onto another one at some point. great environment for him to be in tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're really pushing him top rank. He headlined in his hometown, Toledo, Ohio. So they're doing what they like to do, which is more difficult to do in America, because headlining your hometown and building that fan base up is something that not many fighters manage. You know, Wilder did it in Alabama, Crawford did it in Nebraska. You go back a little bit, Kelly Pavlik did it in Youngstown.
Yes, of course.
And they become massive power bases. And if you get your local crowd to come out for you, they're the ones who are going to stick with you. You know, it would come hell or high water. They're loyal. They're going to be more loyal. You look at Hatton. I mean, he's always our go-to.
That is the epitome,
in this
isn't
country.
it? That is it.
Yeah, exactly. Josh Warrington in more recent times. So I love the fact that they did that top rank, and hopefully they'll take him there as often as they can. But maybe kind of once a year there, twice a year there, and then get him on some really big cards. Miguel Cotto has just wandered in, but he's slipped away
Miguel
through
Cotto,
those doors,
my God,
which is a bit of a
think
crushing
Marco
blow.
Antonio Barrera is there as well.
I need some kind of a lasso here, really, just if we could corral
we do
these
have
people
our
into
man
place.
on the ground. Big Baby Anderson, would you like to have a chat? Come and have a chat, Big Baby. He doesn't. Wow, Big Baby Anderson doesn't want to chat right now. He'll be back though. He'll be back, won't he, Andy?
Well, I would hope so. I would hope so. I mean, does he realise that, you know, unintentionally there, he has that is quite a faux pas.
Well, look, I'm sure he'll be back. He looked like a man in a rush. Look, he was in a rush to get past you
He's
initially.
driving around.
In a rush to get here. And let's bring in the hitman who will chat to us. Ricky Hatton, good to see you again. How are you?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Big night, big occasion.
It's a big occasion, you know. Just feel an awe to be, a little bit of awe to be honest with you. You know, I'm out there with so many.
We're going to get two for the price of one here, if that's okay. So
great champions, it's a dream come true. And I bet when Tyson was growing up, I bet he thought, you know, I'd never be topping the bill in Saudi Arabia with such a big occasion with so many champions like this here today. I tell you what, it's something else, and I feel very, very proud that I can say that I was here for the first one in Saudi. Yeah.
So Jared Anderson. What's it like to be here for you? Because you're a man on the rise, and these huge heavyweight occasions are things that you want to be a part of in the future. And rubbing shoulders with some of the fighters here, it must be pretty special.
You know, it's like a dream. I never imagined being in Saudi Arabia for one, especially now it's where I come from. So I'm more than happy to be here. Happy that they wanted me to be here. You know, they invited me, showing me with so much great hospitality and just showing me a great time. So I'm more than happy to be here.
We were just talking about the two of you in conjunction, because Ricky Hatton, of course, sold thousands and thousands of tickets, built this huge fan base in Manchester that then followed him everywhere. Top Rank took you to your hometown, didn't they, for a fight recently in Toledo? And, you know, it's so important, isn't it, that, you know, that fan base where you're from, get that tray moving, as he knows.
For sure. I'm more than happy. You know, we almost sold out. I think I had maybe 100 tickets left, but we sold over 7,000 tickets in my hometown on my first time going home. So it was a great outcome, and definitely, you know, got to keep them guys on my back so that I know where home is at all times.
And Ricky, you did it like no other. I mean, you took about, I don't know, how was it, 50,000 overs, 100,000, 200,000 to Vegas with you?
40,000 for Mayweather, I think. 25,000 for Pacquiao, 15,000 for Castillo. You know, it was something else. But but not just from Manchester, from all over the UK and all over Great Britain, because I fought in my hometown on a regular basis, fighting domestic fighters. So you know, the people up and down the country could relate to the opponents who was fighting in my hometown. And then when it got established, it just went from there, to be honest. Yeah, and I was very fortunate. I boxed a lot in my hometown, and I was very fortunate a lot of Nassim Hamed's undercards, you know, so I got the big bills as well, so I got that experience, you know, as well. Yeah.
Any advice for a big baby here?
No, nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep working hard. You know, believe in yourself. You know, I think we speak for each other when we said, you know, you come to events like this and your heroes are here and stuff like that. You never dreamed, you know, that I would, you know, be here alongside them, but I'm alongside them because I won my world titles and that. So the point I'm making is, you know, believe in yourself, because you know it happened to me, it happened to them, it happened to me, it'll happen to you if you believe in yourself.
Just quickly before we let you go, what do you make of this fight? Obviously, as boxing people, we feel like Fury is a huge favourite, but you can't dismiss someone like Ngannou because he's a supreme athlete, and I mean, he can punch.
100%. You always have a puncher's chance, especially being one of the hardest hitters in the world, especially in your sport. So he definitely has a puncher's chance, and I do think Mike Tyson instilled some things in him to help him undergo this fight, and I think he'll be competitive, but I do, as a boxer, think Tyson has the better IQ, and he's just going to win from the second round and on.
So if you could choose, who would you fight next? Give us a name.
I don't have a name. Whoever I will fight for the most money with.
Here's the name. You want to be the name, huh?
Here we go. Here we go.
Jared's the man. Yeah. This is the future champ right here. I said it 3 years ago. I stand by my words. This is the heir to the throne, guys. You better believe it.
Yes, sir.
And this is the legendary Ricky Hutton.
I appreciate my
Well,
guy
that is
so
Tyson
much.
Fury.
That's all I love out of my guy. And as you can see, he supported me all the way. So I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us. We'll let you get inside.
Ricky, just one final one. Right, I know look, there's a galaxy of stars here. Is there anyone you want to try and get a photo with? Do you do that?
I feel very blessed that I've been to conventions, WBA, IBF, WBC conventions over the years where all the former champions have gone, and I feel very blessed and fortunate that I've had most of them, but I've never been in one place at the same time with so many. You know what I mean? So. And it's like, I've only been here like 2 days, and then, I keep seeing someone, and it's like that, like a kid in a sweet shop, to be honest with you. And it doesn't matter how well I did in the ring. Some of my, for some of my heroes to actually know me, Roberto Duran, hey, Ricky, how you doing? It's crackers. I'll never wake up from that. But I because I'm like a kid in a sweet shop, I've got my eye open in case I see someone else. I'll be like that all night, Yeah, it's really, it's great.
Thank you so much, Ricky, for joining us again. I'm sure we'll see you again another point tonight. Thank you. The legendary Ricky Hatton, the hitman. 2 for the price of 1. You brought in Big Baby after he sort of brushed past me initially.
Nah, he was coming back, wasn't he? He'd obviously come back, and he was true to his word. But no, Ricky, it's funny what Ricky was saying there. It's you're looking around and you're playing this absolutely mad game of top trumps, aren't you?
Yes, it is.
You're just looking around thinking, oh look, there's him, and there's somebody else, and your head's on a, it's just on the spin, isn't it? Absolutely.
It's like you are watching a tennis match. I'll tell you, it was
Larry
a nice
Holmes is just coming in. Larry
Holmes is coming in. Hopefully he makes his way over to us. We can have a chat with him. One of the greatest heavyweights of all time has just entered the building as well.
I think we might be out of luck there.
So many.
We might be just
many
out
here.
of luck there.
Hopefully we can grab him. I know our producer, our man on the ground, Jake. If anyone
Roberto
can
Duran.
do it,
Roberto Duran and son.
Hey, but it looks
2
like
Durans.
It looks like we've got some Durans coming in. Robert Duran and Roberto Duran. Well, okay. Roberto Duran, how are you, sir?
Very good.
Robert Duran, please come in as well. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
3 Durans.
Andy. 3 Durans. Andy, please.
He's talking about my other brother who fell asleep at the hotel on the bus.
So how proud are you to be here with your sons in this amazing setting?
Oh yeah, sure. Right. Yeah, very happy. Yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah, right. First time here. First time in a long time. Primera que estoy aquí. Segunda. No, después otro lado. Okay, igual.
How good is he?
Dice que como me ve como boxeador. Bueno, lo veo bien. ¿Quiere pelear? Que pelee. He said he sees me good. If I want to fight, then I'll keep fighting.
Okay, we actually need to let you get inside. I've just had the time-honoured signal from behind Dev. So thanks for coming over anyway. Lovely to see you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. 3 Durans for the price of 1. You don't get that every day. Hopefully they're in shot. I think they're over there at some point. But we brought them in. We brought them in. Yeah. That is the sort of chaos that we have here. As you've seen in tonight's live stream, there's so many stars here. I'm sort of half pinching myself. Larry Holmes has popped in. He's around here somewhere. I mean, yeah, as you say, Andy, the head is a little bit on a swivel. I think you told me earlier in the week that's your favourite fighter of all time in Roberto Duran.
Duran, yeah, I think so. Probably, if I had to choose, I change my mind sometimes, but I think Duran, the backstory is incredible.
Yeah.
some of the mythology is amazing, and you just look at the longevity, and he's a good example of someone who boxed on probably longer than a lot of people would have liked him to, but he still has some big wins. You look at him now, he's still in decent shape, he still makes sense, and just when he was in his younger days and he had that mane of hair and that beard, and you see the sweat flying off him as he's like slipping punches on his way in, there's no finer sight in the history of boxing than that, I don't think. I mean, it was just mesmerising stuff. So, you know, to see him, I've never met him before, so just to meet some of these guys, even though, you know, this is not going to be a high point for Roberto Duran meeting me. I'm aware of that.
Come
it's
on,
just
Andy Clark.
It's just another hand that he's shaken over millions and millions down the years. But you know, that'll do for me.
Well, yeah, I got to shake those hands of stone as well. We still got them.
There you go.
Still got them. Listen, let me tell you this. This is a man. We just saw the size of him, right, Roberto Duran. He's not a particularly big guy. This guy went all the way up to middleweight.
Yeah, and beyond. I mean, it's absolutely incredible, really, when you think about it. He was a lightweight, you know. He was a lightweight, absolutely supreme at lightweight, unbeatable practically. But yeah, you just look at what he did after that. You know, just incredible.
Incredible fighter. And actually, we've got Brett, who's with someone very special. Come on, Brett.
Opportunity that Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury were both a part of. Now everyone's made their way into the dinner room. I want to show you the entire room, but I cannot make my way around here. This place is just so packed with everybody that you've seen milling through now in this place, in this ballroom. Cristiano Ronaldo, Mike Tyson, all of the biggest names that you've been seeing all night. Now they're going to sit down and do what everybody likes to do, and that is eat dinner and enjoy a show. We're going to stay with you guys. We're going to be a little bit of entertainment. There might be a speech as well. And we're going to see if we can talk to a little bit more people here. But everybody making their way into the ballroom and enjoying dinner and a show. Guys.
So once again, could I ask everybody to please take their seats? Could you please take your seats now? Everybody in the ballroom now, please take your seats. Thank you. If you are still standing, could I ask you to please take your seats? The aisles must be clear now. We are about to serve dinner and start the show. Please take your seats. If you are still standing, please find your tables and take your seats. Thank you. But once more, could everybody please take their seats? Could you please take your seats? Anyone standing should now be seated. Please take your seats. Thank you.
fantastic event possible and provided us with this amazing opportunity to watch two of the best in the world from their respective combat positions in the battle for the baddest right here in Riyadh, starting Riyadh season. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who made this all possible, he's our host tonight, and a round of applause for His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Well, tomorrow, of course, we know it's going to be a fantastic evening and a very exciting and entertaining evening. We're happy you could all join us tonight. Just take a look around this room. So many personalities and celebrities from entertainment and, of course, from the world of boxing. We have so many. I'd love to introduce them all, but I would be hoarse by tomorrow when I have a job to do. But I would like to acknowledge, since they are the big guys fighting each other tomorrow night, heavyweights, we have some of the great heavyweight champions in history with us here tonight. From Brooklyn, New York, he became the lineal heavyweight champion in 1997, and a decade later, he captured the WBO title. He won 60 professional fights, 53 by knockout, 37 of them ending in the very first round. Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Briggs, former heavyweight champion of the world, an Olympic gold medalist who stunned the boxing world when, as the longtime reigning undisputed light heavyweight champion, moved up to the heavyweight division and became the first light heavyweight to win the heavyweight title. Olympic gold medalist, he brings the Sphinx Jinx. He is former two-time world champion Michael Spinks. This Cinderella man from Columbus, Ohio, authored the greatest upset in boxing history, winning the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world in Tokyo with a 10th round KO over our main man, Mike Tyson. It happened, hard to believe, a 42-1 underdog. That upset is what all upsets are measured by today. Ladies and gentlemen, former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, James Buster Douglas. A 1988 super heavyweight Olympic silver medalist, he's the fighting pride of Brownsville, Brooklyn, and became the undisputed champion in 1992 and finished his storied career with a record of 43 wins, only 1 defeat, 33 knockouts. He is Riddick Big Daddy Bowe. One of Great Britain's most beloved fighters, he won the WBC Heavyweight Championship in 1995. 38 of his 40 victories came by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorites, Mr. Frank Bruno! The Eastern Assassin. This ring legend made 20 heavyweight title defenses during a historic 7-year reign and was the lineal champion for nearly 5 years. He won 69 fights in his career that spanned nearly 3 decades. He is former undisputed heavyweight world champion, the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes. A 1988 super heavyweight Olympic gold medalist who defeated every opponent he faced as a pro by way of a couple of rematches. Every man he faced, he defeated. 3-time world heavyweight champion, the last undisputed champion of the world in the heavyweight division. He is the Lion, Lennox Lewis. As current undefeated unified champion, a Ukrainian Olympic gold medalist and former undisputed cruiserweight champion, he is the undefeated and reigning WBO, IBF, WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just boxers. We have stars from music, film, all the sporting arenas in the rooms, such as Ronaldo, Eminem. There's quite a few. I could just go on and on. You've seen them here. It's a great night, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, to our esteemed guests and family members, we welcome you all to celebrate with us here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now at this time, playing throughout the evening, I would like to acknowledge our world-famous Sid Lawrence Swing Shift Band, led by musical director Chris Dean. And they are joined by multi-award-winning jazz vocalist Becky Biggins, and direct from Las Vegas, the swing and swagger of Sinatra brought to you life by the star of the Rat Pack Live with sellout shows around the globe, Stephen Triffett as Mr. Frank Sinatra. Yeah. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to our host, but I would like him to come up and say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, Turki Al Riyadh.
Excellency Yasser Mayan, Mr. Ambassador, all the guests, welcome to our country, and we hope to have tomorrow good fight. And we are very glad to see you all at the same time, and I hope you enjoy Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, let's enjoy the food. Let's have a good time. We'll be back with some more things later. But right now, enjoy. Thank you very much.
All or nothing at all. Half a love would never appeal to me. If your heart it never could yield to me, then I'd rather rather have nothing at all. I said, oh, nothing at all. If it's love, there is no in between. Why begin and cry for something that might have been? No, I'd rather have nothing at all. Please don't bring your lips close to my cheek. Don't you smile or I'll be lost beyond recall. The kiss in your eyes, the touch of your hand makes me weak. And my heart, it may grow very dizzy and fall. And if I fell under the spell of your call, I would be caught in the undertow. Well, you see, I've just got to say no, no, or nothing at all. And if I fell under the spell of your call, I would be caught in the undertow. So you see, I've just got to say no, 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 or nothing at all. At all, or nothing at all. Thank you. Summer wind. The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me. All summer long we sang a song, then we strolled the golden sands, two sweethearts and the summer wind. Like painted kites, the days and nights, they went flying by. The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky. Then softer than a piper man, one day it called to you. I lost you to that summer wind. The autumn winds and the winter winds, they have come and they have gone. But still those days, those lonely days, they go on and on. And guess who sighs his lullabies through nights that never end? My fickle friend, the summer wind, warm summer wind, the summer wind, summer wind, ooh, the summer wind. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I can't say anything now. Thank you very much. What is this? Oh, witchcraft. Those fingers in my hair, that's like come hither stare, that strips my conscience bare, it's witchcraft. And I've got no defense for it, the heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse a need in me, my heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, one that I'd never switch, 'cause there's no nicer witch than you. It's witchcraft, that crazy witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse a need in me, my heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one that I would never switch, because there's no nicer witch than you, than you. You witch. Thank you. We're going to slow things down a little bit now. Just me and you, James.
Well, my goodness, what a night we have had here in Riyadh. It has been unbelievable. We have spoken to Ronaldo. We have spoken to Rio Ferdinand. Guys like Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno, Ricky Hatton, Joe Calzaghe, a galaxy of stars. So many have descended upon Riyadh this week. It has been an absolutely incredible fight week, the like of which we have never seen before. And don't forget, with me the whole time, and do you know what, I'm going to pull him in. He wasn't here for this outro. Come on, Andy, you've been part of this. We've had a hell of a week here in Riyadh. Give me some of your highlights.
I mean, it's just been one long highlight, to be honest. I know that sounds like a really kind of cheesy answer, but from turning up at the grand arrivals with that incredible backdrop to the open-air stadium that we'll see the undercard in for the workouts. The workouts are always fun. You know, it's a bit rough around the edges, you know, running around, seeing who we can find. But tonight, I think, would have to be the highlight, because just stood by that door, just watching people come through it, and then seeing that they're wandering towards us. You know, I think when Lennox Lewis came over, I looked up and it was Lennox Lewis, and I actually said, oh, wow, Lennox Lewis. And it's just, you know they're going to be here, and you're used to seeing people around. I've sat behind Lennox Lewis when he's been working for HBO, but you just, I don't know, sometimes you get caught off guard, even though you know what's coming. It's kind of difficult to explain. I think it's because there are so many of them in such close proximity. If you added up all the belts, if you stacked all the belts, you couldn't stack all the belts on the table. It'd be impossible. You know, it's it's been a great week. I'm really looking forward to the fights tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly that. Thank you so much for all of your help, all your great insight this week, Andy Clark. Now, you guys can keep watching, stay tuned, because we've got some brilliant stuff coming up here tonight at this gala dinner. It's just myself and Andy who are signing off because, hey, we want to eat. So remember, in the UK, TNT Sports box office. In the US, via Top Rank on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, and around the world on other territories in the Zone. It's going to be a hell of a show. We can't wait for this. Two kings collide in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Stick with us. Thank you so much.
It's gonna be so easy for us to fall in love. Hey baby, what's your hurry? Relax and don't you worry. We're gonna fall in love. We're on a road to romance, that's safe to say. But let's make all the stops along the way. The problem now, of course, is we've gotta hold our horses. To rush would be a crime, 'cause nice and easy does it every time. We're on a road to romance, that's safe to say. But let's make all the stops along the way. The problem now, of course, is we've gotta hold our horses. To rush would be a crime, 'cause nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it every time. Like the man says one more time. Nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it every time. You go. I'm going to be down here somewhere. Thank you very much, most kind. Sing, sing, sing. Sing, sing, sing. Marvelous. Dave Tandy on the drums here, ladies and gentlemen. Come fly with me, we'll fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar far from Bay. Come fly with me, we'll fly away. Come fly with me, we'll float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his hoot for you. Come fly with me, we'll float up in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we're gonna glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You might hear angels cheer because we're together. Otherwise, it's such a lovely day. You just say the word and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for a flying honeymoon. They do say, come fly with me, we'll fly, we fly, let's fly. Once I get you up there, where the air is so rarefied, we're gonna glide absolutely petrified. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so awfully near. You might even hear a gang of angels cheer just because we're together. Otherwise, it's such a cuckoo day. You just say the word and we'll beat your bird down to Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for a flying honeymoon, they do say. Come fly with me, we'll fly, let's fly. Back up, let's fly away. And don't tell your papa.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are glad everyone seems to be enjoying their dinner, but a very special guest is with us here tonight. He's the internet sensation, star of stage and television. Without a doubt, you're about to find out that he is the world's most prolific impressionist. Please welcome from Dublin, Mr. Al Foran.
No.
Absolutely none.
No rehearsal, Michael.
Some famous Hollywood actors are really looking forward to the battle of the baddest, Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. And I understand there are some very famous people sitting right here inside you. Robert De Niro, you played a real-life world champion boxer as Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull. How does it feel to be here with so many great champions?
Oh, well, I gotta tell you, it's an honor to be here. It's very good to be here, you know. I played Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull. You know, I did a lot of training for that, but you know what? It doesn't compare to the training that some of these guys did. Let me tell you that much, Mike. Let me tell you that much. All I did, I was acting. That's all I did. You know, acting like, you know, Jake Paul and KSI.
Joe Pesci is here, ladies and gentlemen. Joe, this is the battle of the baddest, but Joe, have you considered yourself at any time in your career to be the baddest on the silver screen?
Well, let me tell you something. You know what I mean? I'm 5'2". I'm 5'2", Mike, you know, and it's a real problem. You know, listen, I get it. Francis and Tyson, they're big guys, but I'm 5'2", and I was very scary when I was in movies. You know what I mean? You watch me in Goodfellas, you watch me in Casino. You know, what's there to say about him, Mike? Now, Mike, don't call me funny. Don't call me funny. Come on now. I'm not a clown.
It defeats its own purpose. Al Pacino, you're here. How about a lot of old rivals are here, of course, but what's your take on that, this dinner and everything, the celebrities?
Well, I gotta tell you, Michael, it's a great pleasure to be here. And I gotta say, so many great fighters here tonight. It's great. And you know what? They were rivals in the past, but you know what I said in The Godfather? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Can I get a hoo-ha? Hoo-ha. One more, oh no. Hoo-ha! No, third time. Hoo-ha! Thank you very much. Hoo-ha.
Mark Wahlberg in the house. You know, like De Niro, you also played a champion, Irish Mickey Ward, and are you a little nervous being in this room with these great champions?
You know, I gotta tell you, it's really nervous being here, you know? Of course, I did a lot of training to be Mickey Ward. It was great. You know, but I didn't win the Oscar. It was Christian Bale who won the Oscar. He played Dickie Eklund. Sugar Ray Leonard's here. You know, and he goes on about knocking down, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard. Dickie did. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm getting really nervous here, Mike. You gotta move on to the next impression, all right? You know how I get. Okay, we're all good. I gotta go to the gym.
Christopher Walken is here. Christopher, tell us about the boxer you grew up with in your hometown of Queens, New York.
Oh, so good to be here. The kingdom, Saudi Arabia. We're here for a big fight. It's huge. I grew up with a boxer. Very tough guy, Mike. So tough. Really tough. Oh.
Eddie Murphy. Eddie, you must be excited to be here at this gala event. It's just an outstanding setup, isn't it?
Let me tell you something, Mike. It's great to be here. I just want to stand up for a little bit, you know. Let me tell you, it was difficult when they were putting the seating plan together. You know, all these boxes, they just wanted to sit in the corner, you know. I hope you put your gum shields on when the main course comes out, boys. So let me tell you that much. How you doing, Mike? How are you?
I'm doing great.
Let me tell you, I'm a big fan of you.
I hear Morgan Freeman is here, and perhaps he could give us a preview of a narration of the Battle of the Baddest.
Well, let me tell you, we are here in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 'Twas the night before the Battle of the Baddest. I'm here with the voice of boxing. You're here with the voice of film. I gotta say, what an incredible honor it is to be here. That's right. I'm having a good time.
Thank you, Mr. President. How many times have you played Mr. President?
So many times, I can't remember. I played God, too.
Denzel Washington, you did a boxing training. You were in boxing training for over a year to play the part of Reuben Hurricane Carter in a motion picture. That must have been tough.
I'll tell you right now, it was very tough. When you go and you train for a year, you gotta be tough. That's right, okay. My man, okay. You know, when they said you put in the training, it doesn't compare to what you guys do, but I had to do what I had to do, okay? My man, okay.
I have to sit here with this. This is unbelievable. I love it. Now, we have some amazing names from the world of soccer here this evening, and we also have some right up here on the stage. Cristiano Ronaldo is here tonight, folks, and we have a few words from some of his former teammates, all right here, sitting next to me. Jose Mourinho,
I think
Rio Ferdinand, Sir Alex Ferguson, Roy Keane, Carlo Ancelotti.
Well, I think I coached Ronaldo at Real Madrid. I think he was fantastic. Very good player, very quick, very fast. I think it's great that he's in the Saudi Pro League, and you never know. In the future, you might have Jose managing here. I think so. I think so. I know Rio is in the audience.
You know, listen, Ronaldo, what an unbelievable player. Played alongside him, fantastic. Speed, unbelievable, you know. He could just do things that you could never see on a football pitch. The man was fantastic. Roy Keane as well. He was his captain at one point.
You know, listen, Ronaldo is decent. When he came to the club, you know, he's only a kid. But, you know, he matured as the years went on. And I'm proud of him. You know, he's a very good player. Decent player, Michael. Do you know what I'm saying? Big player. You know, there's a couple of others there as well. Carlo Ancelotti.
For me, managing Ronaldo was a big honor. He was a great player for us. So we win Champions League with Real Madrid. Fantastic, big player, very big player.
David Beckham, Bex. Like Tyson Fury here, you have a hit show on Netflix. Bex, are you a big boxing fan?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a massive boxing fan, of course. You know, and there's a lot of British boxers here this evening, you know. I mean, you've got the likes of Frank, you know, when I was younger, when Frank was fighting, especially when he was in the States, you know, I'd have to get permission from my dad to watch him. And then you've got Naz here as well, when he was fighting in the States a bit later on, I'd have to get permission from Sir Alex to watch him. And then as time went on, you've Ricky and Tyson, you know, in the 2000s. And, you know, I'd have to get permission from Victoria to watch their fight. So, yeah, you know.
Well, thank you, Bex. Harry Kane, would you consider a move to the Saudi Pro League in the near future?
Yeah, of course, obviously. Be fantastic, you know. As you look like Cristiano Ronaldo, I love to score goals, so let's see what happens. Obviously, I'm up by Munich at the moment. I want to win trophies. If I come here, win trophies, you know, you've got the Asia Champions League. Let's see what happens. Let's go.
Jurgen Klopp, you're a star player. Mo Salah has been heavily linked with a move to Saudi. Will you join former teammates Mane, Firmino, and Henderson here?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. We're trying to keep hold of Mo, but obviously Al Ittihad are looking at Mo Salah, and you know it's a great offer for him. And if he wants to come play here next season, fantastic. He's done a great job for Liverpool. He's a Liverpool legend. So yeah, we'll see what happens for sure. Absolutely.
Steven Gerrard is here, manager of El Ettifaq. Are you two considering a move?
Of course. Obviously, it's great. We've got Jordan Henderson playing for us, and he's a former Liverpool captain, so we'll see what happens. There's some great players coming into this league, and it's looking like a real proper league at the moment. It's proper competitive, you know, so we'll see what happens.
Pep Guardiola, rumors of Al Nassr being interested in De Bruyne. How vital is that for Man City?
Of course, Kevin De Bruyne for Al Nassr. We've heard rumors. We don't know what's going to happen. If it happens, it happens. He's done so much for us at the club. We see what happens. Okay? Okay? I have to keep hold of him, but we have to bring in a new Kevin De Bruyne. Okay.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, Al, let's rate your impersonation of the great one.
Well, of course. I love playing here in Saudi Pro League. I love scoring goals. For me, it's all good. I feel good. I feel in the shape of my career, so we'll see what happens. I score 40 goals, 50 goals a season, so see what happens. See!
You know, we've got some politicians and celebrities here looking forward to the fight, too. Chef Gordon Ramsay, a huge boxing fan, but more importantly on tonight, how would you rate the food, Chef?
Oh, the food's amazing. Wow. Fantastic. Unbelievable. That is fantastic food. Is everybody enjoying it? Is it brilliant? Isn't it wonderful? Amazing. Have you enjoyed it, Michael?
I love it.
Brilliant. I'm so, you know how happy that makes me. So good.
Thank you, Chef.
Even though I didn't cook it, it's so good. I would have loved to have cooked something here tonight. Amazing.
Donald J. Trump in the house. Al, I think you're familiar with Donald J. Trump, but Mr. Trump, are you really going forward with your campaign for the 2014 election?
That's a very silly question, of course. 2024, it's going to be very big. Believe me when I say that, it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. We're looking at it. We are going to beat Joe Biden 100%. It's going to be brilliant. It really is. It's so fantastic to be surrounded by some wonderful, fantastic boxers, sports people. It's really great to be here tonight. Wonderful to see you, Mike. You look great. You look fantastic. What a guy. What a tremendous guy, huh?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Wonderful.
Really
It
appreciate
is really great. It is. It's fantastic. Good.
I love when you play the accordion.
Well, that's it. Yes, yes, he does. It's like he's playing the accordion. It's really great. You got to stretch up a little bit. It's fantastic. It really is. Haven't the band been wonderful? You've been so good. Fantastic. I love it. We're going to move on to the boxers now.
Take over for me, will you please? And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from some notable names from the fighting world. Conor McGregor, why aren't you here tonight, Conor?
Well, I'm here tonight, mate. 100% I'm here tonight, you know what I mean? Listen, it's a great event happening here. It's huge. Crossover boxing here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's all good, you know, so I'm very happy to be here, mate, you know? What's up, Michael? How are you, mate? Man.
Oh, Conor.
There's so many legends here tonight, you know? So many.
My man. And here, listen to me. The UFC is coming here, so that's a very big thing. You know, so you never know what's going to happen when the UFC comes here. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be here. 100%. 100%. So happy to be here.
Nate Diaz, with the UFC coming to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we potentially, maybe we'll see a trilogy fight between you and Conor here in the Kingdom.
Well, whatever. If it happens, it happens. We'll see what happens. So, if Conor wants to fight me, let's see what happens. The trilogy over here. I might come back to the UFC, so it is what it is.
Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor. You revolutionized women's boxing. Will we see you potentially do a crossover and have you fight a female UFC champion?
I'd absolutely love to do something like that. It'd be unbelievable. You know, crossover boxing be brilliant, you know. Bring on someone, Amanda Nunes could come out of retirement and fight me. That'd be a very interesting fight. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Absolutely.
Mr. Eddie Hearn, are you jealous for not being involved in this fantastic event this weekend?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, it's a big fight. A lot of people are looking forward to it. I know me and Frank, we've got history, but you know, it's the fight game. That's what it is. At the end of the day, it's the fight game. So, well done, Frank.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Vince and Triple H are here tonight. When will we see you at a mega WWE event here in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I don't think they're here tonight. I did put that on the script, but what? We got the WWE Crown Jewel next week. What? It's going to be a huge event. I hope people enjoy it. What?
Al, the Gypsy King himself, Tyson Fury, fighting tomorrow night. He's here at this fabulous gala. What does the future hold for Tyson after this mega fight tomorrow night?
Well, I'll tell you what the future holds. The future holds is Usyk. That's who's next, mate. I'm going to stand up and do this. Get up! Come on, the lads. 100%. It's a huge fight. Me and Francis tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. I got me dad here as well. Didn't he steal the show at a press conference?
I tell you something, my son, greatest fighting man you'll ever see in your entire life. Nobody like him. He's the greatest, Michael. He's the greatest. The Furies, my son's over there, my family, greatest fighting family in all the world. And Tommy is taking out the pretenders, the KSIs and the Jake Pauls.
Yeah, just want to say to KSI and Jake Paul, you got it as well, so 100%. Take them out, take out all the pretenders.
Stephen A. Smith, how much of a boxing expert are you, Stephen?
I'm a stand up here and talk, Michael. I'm going to stand up. I think I know everything about boxing. I don't know. I talk about basketball all the time, but we'll see what happens. It's a big fight tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
Joe Rogan. A lot of UFC champions at this big dinner tonight. MMA has come a long way in the fight game, Joe.
Yeah, wow. It's absolutely incredible.
We've got Chuck Liddell. We've got Frank Mir, Junior Dos Santos. So many amazing fighters. Oh my God. Wow. Amazing.
Brock Lesnar. Not only do we have your fellow WWE compatriots in Vince and Triple H here tonight, but old rivals Chuck, Frank Mir, Randy Couture also in the house.
Yeah, I've got Frank Mir over there somewhere, Randy Couture. I gotta tell you, they were my rivals back in the day, but I'm done. I don't want to do the UFC anymore. I'm too old for it. I don't want to do it, man. So we'll see what happens.
Chris Eubank Sr. Can your son emulate your success?
My son, Chris Jr. No, listen. Michael, please. My son is an incredible fighter, an unbelievable fighter. But I don't think he will live up to my legacy. I don't think he will be the Simba to my Mufasa. Do you understand? I don't think so. Absolutely not.
Floyd Money Mayweather. He's fought a lot of men in this room here tonight, and he also happens to be here himself.
You know, when we're talking about the sport of boxing, we talk about that. You know, when we make that money, that's what it's all about. You know, you got Manny over there, me and Manny had the fight of the century. That's what it's all about, and we made that money. Yeah! And that's what we did, Michael. That's what it's all about, the sport of boxing.
Iron Mike Tyson. Al, you're a brave man if you try and do Mike Tyson.
Is he here?
Show me your courage.
Well, I just want to say, Mike, if you're here, 100%, you know, I think it's been an amazing event. And, you know, Michael, I can't believe we got to a point in my career, you know, where I'm playing the role kind of, you know, as Mr. Miyagi training the Karate Kid, Luke Skywalker training, you know, been trained by Master Yoda. It's amazing, you know. And that's Mike over there. How you doing, Mike? That's it. So I just want to say thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Al Foran.
Thank you, folks.
And a cast of
Thank you,
thousands.
Michael. Thank you very much for having me, folks. Dream come true tonight. Thank you to Spencer and His Excellency. Hope you have a fantastic night. Thank you, Michael.
Great job. Thanks so much. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your evening. Enjoy your food right now. The band is going to get it on one more time.